Hi there, I'm Prowl1701 and you are watching Pop Culture Euphoria, and today I'm going to be ranking my favorite Doctor Who seasons, my list from worst to best. And interesting thing to note before I start this is even though there's only 10 seasons, I'm actually going to be doing more of a top 12 list because I'm also going to include the David Tennant Specials that make up his final episodes, and I'm going to be splitting Season 7 into two parts because Season 6 and Season 7 of Doctor Who were split and broadcast at different times in the spring and the fall. And while Season 6, while it was broadcast at different times, it still forms kind of a cohesive whole. But Season 7 really feels like different seasons. And I don't really like the first half of it, and I really love the second half of it. And I was having a hard time placing it on the list because of that, because half of it was just and half of it was so I'm going to actually split Season 7 in half and put Season 7A in one section and Season 7B in another section. Where is it? I actually wrote my list down. That'll help me keep up with it. Yeah, there we go. That's basically. It's just too much to keep up with in my head. We're going to start out in 12th place with Season 9, Capaldi's second season. I just don't really care for a lot of Season 9. It has some good moments. Excuse me. But overall, I was underwhelmed. Now, I started to like Capaldi. Let me start off by saying I wasn't a big Capaldi fan. He progressively grew on me each season because I like a doctor that cares, and he really started off very not caring. Like when he had Clara with his, she cares so I don't have to. Which to me isn't the doctor. But progressively he got better and better. And by Season 10, I love him in Season 10. I think he's great in Season 10. And he started to get better here, but he still really hadn't grown on me yet. I'll explain why. Like, Last Christmas is just a stupid episode, and is a perfect example of Moffat trying to be too clever. I can understand a twist in an episode, but not a twist, a twist, a twist, a twist, and a twist. I like the fact it had one of Patrick Troughton's sons in it. That's cool. But the episode in general just sucked. I like The Magician's Apprentice and the Witch's Familiar, because I've noticed most of Season 9 was two-parters, which was a neat concept. Didn't really work. Anyway, The Magician's Apprentice, Witch's Familiar was cool. I liked it. I really liked the story, but then the ending kind of sucked. You know, they had to go for that cheap ending, which I didn't care for. I liked it. I loved the intro with who the boy at the beginning turned out to be. That was really cool. I really liked when he runs into Davros and Davros is dying, they have this cool moment together. I thought that was really neat, really touching. But then, of course, it turned out to be a sham, and it's a great two-parter with I should have seen it coming ending that I didn't like. Under the Lake and Before the Flood, I didn't really care for. The Girl Who Died and the Woman Who Lived, honestly, I didn't really care for. I know some people love those. I didn't really care for them. It seemed like an excuse to shoehorn in a Game of Thrones actor, because everything has to have a Game of Thrones actor today. And I'm cool with Game of Thrones. I like Game of Thrones. It's a great show, but not every single thing on the planet has to have a Game of Thrones actor in it. Note to Hollywood. Not everything needs one. Sleep No More, Face the Raven sucked. I hated it. I mean, I'm glad Clara finally bought it because I hated Clara. I loved her with Matt Smith. She was cool with Matt Smith. I didn't like her with Capaldi at all. I don't think you should ever think you know more than the doctor about everything anyway. You know, sometimes they do. Amy understood things the doctor didn't. Rose understood things the doctor didn't. I've always enjoyed that, but she just, I don't know, she got too big for, I don't know, I don't think she should have tried to step into the doctor's shoes like that, and I've just never liked her with Capaldi. I like Jenna Coleman, but I just never liked the way they did her character. So I was like, yay, she's gone, which of course she came back. Heaven Sent's a great one. I love Heaven Sent. That's probably one of the best episodes of Doctor Who. I really enjoyed it. It was a phenomenally good episode. I can't say enough about it. It's definitely one of my favorite Capaldi episodes, if not my favorite Capaldi episode. It's really good, really touching. And the fact that he's really the only actor in it. And he pulls it off. He does a great job. That's a fantastic episode. And Hellbent's alright. I know a lot of people aren't as keen on Hellbent, but I enjoyed it as an episode. I like when he goes back to Gallifrey. And I like how he wouldn't take crap from anybody and how he'd just go back into the barn and shut the door. That's cool. That's the Doctor. That's very much the Doctor. Capaldi really does, as an actor, really does understand the Doctor. He's a huge Doctor Who fan. And I agree with some of the other fans that just he didn't get some of the writing he deserved. Because he is a good Doctor, but he could have been a better Doctor if he'd had some better writing. And then the Husbands of River Song's a great one. I did enjoy that one. That was a good episode. And let's see, next on the list is Season 7A. Again, we're splitting Season 7. 7A is what I'm calling the first half of the season with Amy and Rory, and I just didn't like it, that one. I didn't like the Widow in the Wardrobe Christmas special. I didn't care for it. Asylum of the Daleks was a pretty cool episode. I did enjoy it. Dinosaurs in Space just seemed there. I'm not going to say I hate it, but I've honestly only watched it once. I've never had the urge to go back for it. I did like A Town Called Mercy. That one's pretty cool. It's very seldom you see Doctor Who as a Western. Doctor Who can be many things, a horror, a drama, a comedy. Very seldom we get to see it be a Western, so I did enjoy that one. That one was fun. The Power of Three I thought was boring and stupid, and to be honest, The Angels Take Manhattan I just didn't care for. I didn't like it, I didn't care for it, so... Next on the list is Season 8. I don't really care for Season 8 much either. Again, this was Capaldi's first season, and I just really didn't like him when he first became the Doctor. I didn't like that uncaring Doctor portrayal at all. I mean, it's not him as an actor. He's fine as an actor. I just didn't like the way the character was written. Deep Breath was a cool episode. I liked that. I loved the little cameo by Matt Smith at the end. That was amazing, and we'd never really seen that in Doctor Who. A Doctor having kind of a final message like that. That was cool. And this episode is special to me because I had a girl I dated for over a year, and the very first date we went on, we went and saw that episode in theater together, and that was the first time we ever hung out together, and that was really cool. Into the Dalek was a cool episode. I enjoyed it. Robots of Sherwood was a cool episode. I enjoyed it. So that could have been a good episode, but I think Moffat got a little too clever, and the ending was stupid. Tom Heist is fun. I love Tom Heist. It's kind of like an Ocean's 11 Doctor Who episode, and it really is a lot of fun. I need to watch that one again. The Caretaker I don't really remember. I was dating somebody at the time, and I was texting her throughout the episode, so I was really only half paying attention to the episode. I remember thinking it was all right, but I really need to rewatch that one. Kill the Moon I didn't care for. That's another excuse of Claire whining, moaning, and getting up in his face, and I didn't care for it. Mummy on the Orient Express was a fun one. I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was a neat premise. I thought the story was good. I thought the acting was good. It kind of had that old Styles 20 vibe, which I guess it is a spin on Murder on the Orient Express, so that makes sense. I enjoyed it, and then the actual solution to the mystery and finding out what was happening was really neat and incorporated well. So that's a fun one of my favorites of the season. Flatline was fun. I enjoyed Flatline. That was a good one. Into the Forest I didn't care for. It was boring. And then Dark Water and Death in Heaven were alright. They weren't great, but they were okay. Not a bad finale. And Season 10. I don't have Season 10 since it's not out on the whole box set. I don't think it's out yet. Or if it is, I just haven't gotten it yet. I do have the first half of it, but a friend of mine's got it, and I have the second half downloaded on my Xbox. It was a good season. I liked it. I didn't really care for that three-parter with the aliens. It seemed to run on a little long and got kind of boring. Then I can't really remember. I've only watched it once, so I can't really remember all the episodes. But I did enjoy the season finale two-parter. The way it kind of shows the genesis of the Cybermen and the way it explained with the black hole. It caused the time dilation effect where the back half time passed much faster to create them. That was really well done. Everything with Bill was really well done. I liked Bill. She was a really fun companion. I wish we could have gotten more time with her. I really liked her. And then I guess the Christmas special would be considered part of season 10. I really enjoyed the Christmas special. It doesn't portray the first Doctor quite accurately with how he should be portrayed, but David Bradley does a really good job of playing him. David Bradley is uncannily good as the first Doctor. I didn't think we'd ever get someone who could just mimic that character so well, but he does. But the writing of him is not quite. Season 2 is the next one. Yeah, Season 2. I love David Tennant's Doctor, and Season 2 has some great episodes. But I don't know. It has some really bad ones too. I don't actually have Season 2 here right now. I've got a friend of mine, he's letting his girlfriend watch it. We're introducing her to Doctor Who. She likes it so far. Season 2 had great episodes like School Reunion's amazing. It was so nice to see Sarah Jane and K9 back. I grew up with Classic Who, so I was so happy to see both of them again. And Sarah Jane's interactions with David Tennant, or Elizabeth and David, act really well together. So it's very easy for me to believe that they were two old friends seeing each other again, even though it was a different actor playing the Doctor. That was really well done. Tooth and Claw is a fun episode. The Cyberman two-parters are really good and does a great job of introducing the Cybermen to New Who. And I really enjoyed the finale. The finale was touching, well written. And even by the end of that season, I knew I was a big David Tennant fan. So Season 2 is good, but it also has some really bad episodes. I didn't like New Earth. I didn't like Fear Her. I didn't like Idiot Lantern. I didn't like the Impossible Planet Satan Pit one. I did. Yeah, just had episodes I didn't really like as well. That's why it places so far down the list. It has good episodes and bad episodes, but too many bad episodes. And some of the lighting choices in the early seasons are most apparent in that one. You could tell that the budget wasn't quite as big as it became when Matt Smith became the Doctor in Season 5. There was a big budget increase, it looked like. And so Season 2 just not as high. Next up is Season 6, which I do have right here on Blu-ray. Season 6 was also split into two halves, but they worked well as a whole there. And I enjoyed Season 6. I like Matt Smith. He's a good Doctor. A Christmas Carol was a great Christmas special. I really enjoyed it. It was a nice twist on the whole Christmas Carol thing, the way they did it. Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon is a great two-parter. I like the guy who plays the FBI agent. I don't know his name, but I like him as an actor. He's a lot of fun in that one. Curse of the Black Spot I need to watch again. I know that's the one where they're on the pirate ship. But I think I've only seen it the one time. I need to go back and rewatch that one. See what I think of it. The Doctor's Wife is a great episode. That one's a lot of fun. It was really nice to see the TARDIS able to communicate with him and actually speak to him like that. And the actress who played her was phenomenally good. I loved her. The Flash, the Rebel Flash and the Almost People was, didn't really care for it as much. Had some good moments in it, but didn't care for it. A Good Man Goes to War was great. It was kind of the mid-season cliffhanger and did a great job at that. You see the Doctor at his best, at his worst, it's at its highest, at its lowest. Matt Smith does a great job in that episode. Really, really fun. Let's Kill Hitler. I don't really remember Let's Kill Hitler other with him and River. I remember has a river in it. And it's alright, but I need to watch it again. Night Terrors I didn't care for. The Girl Who Waited was a fun one. With the two Amy's, the young and the old one. I was definitely a different type of Doctor Who story. And I love it when Doctor Who goes in new directions like that. And it was really good. It really made me feel for the older Amy with everything she had lost and everything when Rory doesn't quite see her as Amy. And how that has to made her feel. I didn't like the God Complex. That one wasn't fun. Closing Time's great. I love episodes with Craig in it. Matt Smith and Craig, the Doctor and Craig, are just so much fun. I loved it and The Lodger from Season 5. Those are phenomenal episodes. I'm so glad Craig came back, because those are just... I love the fun Doctor Who episodes like that. They're funny. They're hilarious. Both the actors work well together. I really enjoyed that one. And then the Wedding of River song's really good. I enjoyed it as well. That was definitely a good season finale. Next up on the list, I really have to write them down. I can't keep it all in my head. Is Season 5. Matt Smith's first season. And as a whole, it's definitely his best season and Moffat's best writing. Matt Smith's a great Doctor. I knew I was going to like him from the get-go. I like how he just kind of hit the ground running with his Doctor. The 11th Hour is one of my favorite episodes of Doctor Who. His speech he gives at the end of it's just phenomenal. I love that scene where We actually get to see all the old Doctors for a second. I love callbacks to the old Doctors and callbacks to Classic Who. That's a big thing for me as a Classic Who fan. So I love seeing all the old Doctors and seeing him tell them, basically to run. That was great. That was a really good episode. The bit with young Amelia where he's trying to find the food that he likes, that's funny. I really enjoyed that. Beast Below is really good. That's a good one. I like that. You actually get to see the Doctor get angry. And that's one of the occasions where the companion kind of has to save the day. She finds out the solution before he does, and I like that. I don't like I said earlier, I didn't like how Clara became so much above him, she thought, but I like on occasions like this where he kind of misses the proper solution. He just can't see that one thing that the companion can. I like that, because the companions really do complete him. He needs them. That was a fun episode. Victory of the Daleks is, I like and don't like. It gets a little silly at the end with the World War II planes in outer space. It kind of stretches plausibility. But overall, I like the episode. The guy who plays Churchill, I like him a lot. I've seen him in other stuff. He played Baron Vladimir Harkonnen in the 2001 Dune movie, or miniseries, and I enjoyed him in that. I remember he was in White Noise. I enjoyed him in that, even though that wasn't a good movie. But I really liked him as Churchill. He did a really good Churchill. And I like the fact that the Doctor and Churchill are friends, and even though he has a new face, Churchill's, you changed your face again. That's cool. Overall, I did like that. I didn't like the fruity-colored Daleks. I'm glad we've kind of seen the end of them. I don't think anybody liked them. They look kind of like the Daleks from the Peter Cushing movies, and they look terrible. Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone was good. I really liked it. That's probably the last time I've seen the Angels and where it was really good. I enjoyed that one. That was a fun one. Enjoyed seeing River come back. I like River Song. So that was definitely a good one. Vampires of Venice. I enjoyed that one probably more than I should. But I like the idea of they're masquerading as vampires. What could be scarier than vampires? And the part when he's looking in the mirror and they're not there, and he's like, how are y'all doing that? And he turns around, tell me the whole plan. And they just hiss at him. He's like, one day that'll work. There was a lot of good humor in that one. Like when they pull out the ultraviolet lights and Rory's got the little one, he's got the long one. He's like, yours is bigger. Let's not go there. So, but at the same time, you had the drama when he tells Amy to wait in the TARDIS and he tries to argue. And he's like, no, that's not how this works. I tell you to wait. You go wait. That episode did a lot. It had a lot of different things going on, and it all meshed really well. So I like that episode. It's not one I hear talked about a lot, but I really enjoyed it. I think it put everything together really well. Amy's Choice, I didn't really care for. The Hungry Earth and the Cold Blood, I didn't really care for that. And as a fan of Classic Who, I figured I'd like it more since it brings back the Silurians, or Solarians, however it's supposed to be pronounced. I forget right off the top of my head. As a matter of fact, I should remember, I just watched their very first episode with John Pertwee like 2 days ago, so I should be able to remember that. But those episodes just didn't do as much for me. I like how they updated the design of them, but the episodes just, they just didn't do it for me. Vincent and the Doctor is a fun one. Gets a little campy kind of at the end with them taking him to the future. And it's touching, but it does seem to kind of, I don't know, I like and dislike that episode at the same time. There's some things I like about it, some things I don't. And The Lodger's great. As I said, I love the Craig episodes. That one's a lot of fun. That one's just, that's a funny episode. It does it really, really well. The Pandorica opens in the Big Bang I liked it. It was a good season finale. I enjoyed it. Not the best one by far, but it was still fun. I enjoyed it. And then the next one is Season 7B. The second half of Season 7. When we first meet Clara. And again, I liked Clara with Matt Smith. These episodes are just pretty much all good, is why I liked. That's why I had to split Season 7 on my rankings. The Snowman was a great Christmas special. Brought back a classic Who villain and did it in a great way. Who villain we hadn't seen since the second Doctor. And I love it when they bring back classic villains. I love it when they bring back classic villains. Even if it didn't work with the Solarians. The Bells of St. John's, a great episode. I really enjoyed that one. The Rings of Akatan is a decent episode, and I really do love the Doctor's speech at the end. That's a phenomenally good speech. Cold War's fun, brings back the Ice Warriors. I like the Ice Warriors, so it's good to see them back. Hyde's a really good one. I've talked before how Doctor Who can do so many different genres because it's Doctor Who. It can do like a horror episode, a drama episode, a western episode, a comedy episode, a historical episode, a future sci-fi episode. This one does two of them at once. It starts out as a horror episode and ends as a sci-fi episode with time travel and stuff. It's Doctor Who, of course. And I like the fact it incorporates both of those so well. Hyde's a fun episode. I need to watch it again soon. Journey to the Center of the TARDIS is, it's okay. I like it, but for some reason it's not memorable for me. It's another one I probably need to watch again soon. Crimson Horror is great. I love Crimson Horror. It has this just kind of old school noir vibe to it. It's really fun. It has Diana Riggs in it, and she's probably one of the most beautiful ladies I've ever seen. And if you don't believe me, go look at pictures of her from the 60s. She played Emma Peel in The Avengers. She was a beautiful lady. And that the woman playing her daughter in it is her real life daughter. It's just a fun episode. It seemed like I think it was aware of itself very well. It was done a bit tongue-in-cheek, I think, and I really enjoyed it. I like when Madame Vastra's Jenny, I think it's her name. Was that it, Jenny? I can't remember her name. Her girlfriend, assistant, I can't remember her name. When she's taking off her outfit to get ready to fight, and the Doctor's looking at her, and he's got his screwdriver, and he's holding it, and when she starts disrobing, his screwdriver goes, and then he looks at it and goes, and I missed that the first time. I didn't even catch that the first time I watched it. It was when I went back and watched it later, I saw it, and it made me laugh so hard. It was a great moment. It's a good episode. It's easily one of my favorite episodes of the season. And then Nightmare on Silver I didn't really care for. It was cool to see a redesign on the Cybermen, and it's not a bad episode. It's just, again, it's not a memorable episode. And the Cybermen's new appearance while looking upgraded doesn't scare me at all. It doesn't look threatening at all. I like their previous design and their classic Who designs better than that one. But the episode itself was nifty. I did like seeing the Doctor kind of playing a split personality with Mr. Clever. That was neat and good job on Matt Smith's part. And The Name of the Doctor is a great episode. One of the best intros to Doctor Who ever. As a classic Who fan especially, I loved that seeing Clara interacting with all of the classic Doctors like that. And just seeing them on the screen, and it really blew me away. It could be the best Doctor Who opening scene ever. It was phenomenally good and really set me on the road for a good episode. Seeing, Trenzalore, everything that had been hinted at. The music there is really good. I really like the music when he first finds out about Trenzalore. It's a really good theme. And then the bit at the end, finding out how Clara was all throughout his timeline, was really good. And then, of course, the reveal of the War Doctor was an amazing cliffhanger, since we had to wait like 6 months almost for the Day of the Doctor, which the Day of the Doctor is phenomenal. So that was a really cool reveal with the War Doctor and having John Hurt play him. And just finding out there was another incarnation of the Doctor we didn't know about was a really great way to end the season. And, let's see, next up on the list is Season 4. I love Season 4. I'm a big David Tennant fan. Big David Tennant fan. This was a great one. It has Donna with it, and I love Donna. Donna's my favorite New Who companion. My favorite companion is Sarah Jane. I love Sarah Jane. But my favorite New Who companion is definitely Donna. They have so many good moments together. They're just hilarious as companions. I really like them. And it's nice to have him with a companion that either he's not attracted to or is not attracted to him. They're just mates, like in the classic series. I like that. Voyage of the Damned was a good episode. I enjoyed it. It does have one of Tennant's really bad. He doesn't have many bad ones, but that was a bad speech. His performance is great, and his I'm the Doctor, I'm 900 years old, 903 years old, that's a cool one, but his one at the end about her floating out in space and the stars was a bad speech. But the episode's great. I really enjoyed it. Partners in Crime is hilarious. I love that one. I love how they kept missing each other in that episode. And then when they see each other in the window and they're talking, and she's going on about that, and you can see him over there just, huh? It's a fun episode. Fires of Pompeii, I don't really care for. Didn't do much for me. Planet of the Ood. Oddly enough, I'm not a big fan of it, but I still rewatch it. It definitely has its moments because I've watched it probably half a dozen times. So, while it's not one I'm like, I love that episode, I do enjoy rewatching it. The Centauran two-parter is great. I enjoyed that one. I love the little end joke when he's wearing the gas mask and he asks the soldier, "Are you my mummy?" That's a fun one. I enjoy that two-parter. It's nice to see the Centaurans come back. The Doctor's Daughter is a great one. Georgia Moffat plays, I really like her as his daughter. And the fact Donna has to convince him to accept her as his daughter. He's gotten so used to being the only one left. That whole speech of, "You're just an echo," he has to listen to the two hearts in her, and "I'm trying to stop the fighting. Isn't every soldier?" That little bit between him and her. They have a really good dynamic, and I guess it shows since in real life David Tennant did marry her, and they have like 4 kids together. And then she's the real life daughter of Peter Davison, which is really neat. That's a good episode, a very fun episode. I enjoyed it. I'd love to see Jenny come back sometime. Unicorn and the Wasp is a fun one. I enjoy it. It's not one I hear talked about a lot, but I really enjoyed it. And it plays like an Agatha Christie novel, which, considering she's in it, makes sense. It's fun. I like it. It's fun. Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead. Moffat is at his best when he's only writing like 1 story a season. He is phenomenal. Some of his best stories are in the first 4 seasons before he became head writer, and that two-parter is great. I mean, it introduced us to the Vashnarada, which is a really cool thing. They're like piranhas in the air that can hide in shadows, in any shadow, and just eat you in seconds. And then, of course, it introduced River Song, and River Song's such a cool character, and I love how we've gotten to see more of her throughout the years with various doctors, but she was really cool in this one because we didn't know anything about her yet. She knows everything about the Doctor, even his name, and he doesn't know anything about her, so it's cool to see the Doctor kind of baffled with her knowing so much more about him than even he knows about him. It's just a really well done episode. Plus, it's got his speech about when he tells the creatures, "I'm in the biggest library in history, and I'm the Doctor, look me up," and they back off. That's really cool. So I enjoyed that one. It's really good. Midnight sucks. And I know this is one of those episodes that some people love to death. I don't see how. It's a terrible episode. I think I've watched it twice. I will never watch it again. It sucks totally. It's one of my least favorite episodes of Doctor Who ever. Moving on. Turn Left is terrible. I just didn't like it. I didn't care for it. Terrible. Stolen Earth and Journey's End is really good. It was nice to see a lot of the older companions from previous seasons come back again. It's also our final 2-parter with Sarah Jane in actual Doctor Who, since she was doing her own spinoff at the time. Well, I take that back. She did show up briefly at the end of Time. I'm sorry, just for a second. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and it brought back Davros, and I love Davros, so really enjoyed that one. And we're down to the specials, which are here we go. Specials. Haha, more of Tennant. I like the specials. Really, the only one I don't care for is Waters of Mars. I didn't really like it. It has great moments in it, especially the ending. I love the ending, but for some reason the actual villains of it just didn't impress me. Maybe it was the way they were executed in filming, but the episode as a whole doesn't impress me. But it has great moments. I love the humor. State your name, rank, and intention. The Doctor, fun. I love that. That's fun. And then the whole ending where he kind of goes too far, his whole speech about all that, and then his speech about when he realizes he's gone too far is really well done. But I love the others. I love The Next Doctor. That's a great episode. David Morse does a fantastic job in it. I like him as an actor. Planet of the Dead is really good. I really enjoyed that one as well. And of course, End of Time is phenomenal. I love End of Time. It's a lot of fun. It was good to see John Sims back. I like his master. I love Wilf. I always enjoy seeing Wilf back. I like Bernard Cribbins. I'd love to see him come back again. I know he's getting on up there, but I'd love to see him come back. And just, of course, I love the ending. I love the drawn-out ending with the Doctor, the very Lord of the Rings ending where he gets to say goodbye to everybody. And that makes sense to me because for a lot of people who started with New Who, this was the first Doctor they'd really had time to get attached to because we only had one season with Eccleston. So for a lot of people, it was their first Doctor, and a lot of other people, it was the first Doctor they really had time to grow with, that they'd had 4 or 5 years to really grow with. And so I think he deserved that kind of saying goodbye, not only to his companions, but to us as an audience. We got those last few minutes. And yes, his final words were just heartbreaking. That whole bit was just sad and really well done, and I really enjoyed it. And then next on the list at number 2 is Season 1, which my friend's also borrowing. Season 1 was great, because if Season 1 hadn't worked, then we wouldn't have New Who. Season 1 had to be good, and Christopher Eccleston did a phenomenal job just hitting the ground running. The first scene we see him, he just grabs Rose's hand and says, "Run!" Takes off. Literally, it hits the ground running with the Doctor, and I love that. And then, the little humorous bit when they get in the elevator and he's doing the sonic screwdriver, the little talk they have there's fun. And then when he looks at her, he says, "Oh, I'm the Doctor, by the way. What's your name?" "Rose." "Oh, it's nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life." I love that. I love Eccleston's Doctor. He's really good. The way he can switch between serious and comical, just like that, between one and the other is really good. He has that very Tom Baker grin, that big grin that I like. He was a good Doctor. It had some great episodes. The first episode was good. The second episode scares me. The one with the Unquiet Dead. I don't know what it is. Something about that episode unnerves me. I still can't watch it and sleep with the light off. I have trouble watching that one. Just something about the way they filmed that one, with the way the ghosts look and everything, just really unnerved me. But the third one, when they're in the future, is really good. I like the two-parter with the Slovene in it. That one had everything. It had humor. It had seriousness. It was really good. It was another one of those where everything mixed together really well. I enjoyed that one. I love Harriet Jones. She's awesome. The Channel 5 one was pretty neat. Nothing major, but I enjoyed it. I'm trying to remember some of the others right off the top of my head. Oh, yeah, the two-parter with that Moffat wrote, The Empty Child. Phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. Again, Moffat's at his best when he's doing one story per season, and that's a great one. And I loved the guy who played Dr. Constantine, and it was really good. That whole scene with him at the first time we see him was really good. And then the Doctor's speech at the end, his Everybody Lives speech, is so great. And you just see the Doctor so happy and so optimistic and smiling and happy that he actually gets to save everyone. Because one thing about Doctor Who, especially Classic Who, people die. The Doctor can't save everybody. People die. It happens. So the fact he was able to save everybody is great, and I enjoyed that. And then, of course, the two-part season finale is really good. Really, really good. Bringing back the Daleks is really good. And then the Dalek episode, the actual early Dalek episode was just the one Dalek, one of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever. I really enjoyed it. It was great seeing the Daleks again. And then my number 1 is Season 3, which Ian also has right now because they're about to start on it. Season 3 is phenomenally good. I'm not a big fan of Martha. She's one of my least favorite companions, but the episodes are really good. Season 3 doesn't really have any bad episodes. It has a couple that are not great. They're only okay, like, what's it, 42, I think it is. And then the Lazarus Experiment. Those are all right. They're not great. But it doesn't have any of them that I'm just like, I can't watch that. Nope, terrible. It doesn't have any of those. It has great episodes. Shakespearean Code, Smith and Jones, Runaway Bride. Runaway Bride's great. The three-part finale, the villain of the three-part finale, that was a great reveal. The way they did that, did not see that coming. Really enjoyed that. Blink, it has Blink, and I love Blink. Blink is an amazing episode. And again, a Moffat episode. That's really well done and introduces a new Doctor Who villain that's instantly a classic. I absolutely love that episode. They've never been used as well since, and I really like it. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones since I don't have it in front of me. I remember I liked Gridlock a lot too. Gridlock was a lot of fun. So Season 3 is definitely my favorite. I think David Tennant's really on point there. and it's just a phenomenal episode. Anyway, this has been me ranking my favorite seasons of Doctor Who. I'm Probable 1701, and thank you for watching.